What's going on YouTube? It's Phil here, back with another video. So today I thought I'd make a video about female attraction. So this is one that all the guys are constantly talking about. They want to know about female attraction. Is it real? How does it work? When will I get female attraction? When will I get my superpowers? And I think the superpower stuff is more of a no-fap thing, seems to be on the Reddit. But okay. Question one. Is female attraction on semen retention slash nofap real? Yes. In my experience, yes. I've seen it. I've felt it. It's pretty wild when you first experience it. I'm not going to go into in-depth stories about it, but yeah, it's the way some women will react on it is like night and day. If you've never really been grounded as a man and in your owning your own sexual energy as a man and being able to sit into that and be grounded into that and walk into a room and have confidence and be able to socialize effortlessly with people, which is what semen retention will give you. Because you're coming from a place of abundance, you're full of energy, and people feel that energy, and if they have less energy than you, it's like magnetic poles on a magnet. They'll get attracted towards the less energetic will get attracted towards the more energetic. And which is there's also this concept of vibrations. That's slightly different. I'm just talking about energy levels. I'm not talking about frequencies for now. There's a whole frequency thing. That's another topic for another day, right? But yeah, does female attraction exist on semen retention? Absolutely. In my experience, I've had it. I've seen it, in real life. It not only happens in real life, but it happens over the internet, which is crazier again. When I'm on semen retention, I'll just start getting random people add me on social media, and for no reason, we don't have any shared connections. They'll just add me, and that happens. It does happen when I'm not on SR, but it happens a lot more, and there's some sort of energetic slash sexual interest from the woman, although they'll never come out and say that. But it's very rare for a woman to just add you randomly. And I'm not talking about, this is not like scam, people trying to sell whatever. I'm talking about people in my city who would have no reason to add me. We're not in the same social circles. We're not in dance circles. We're not in work circles. We don't have shared acquaintances, and they'll just add me, and we'll start talking. And those are really easy to turn into something if you want. There's one girl I'm talking to at the moment. I'm probably not going to pursue it, but that was one. She just added me, no reason to, no shared connections. Added me, and pretty soon we're flirting and talking. And I had a video call with her yesterday. She seems cool and nice, but I just think she's a bit too busy for me, and she's a bit older, has a kid, she's got a lot going on, and I'm probably not gonna invest any time into that. But whatever, we can chat, we can have a coffee. It's all practice for the big game. It's always good to just socialize with women and just you don't need to have an end goal out of it. But yeah, is it real? Absolutely, and it works weirdly in ways you may not expect. So you might have women staring at you. You may have them bumping into you, accidentally bumping into you, and it's almost like moths to the flame, and then they get too close and they bump, and then they're like, oh, and then suddenly, oh, I'm sorry, and then straight into a conversation. And I don't know if it's deliberate. I honestly believe that it's not. They're sort of like the moth, and they get drawn in, and before they know it, they bumped into you, and then they're like, oh. Maybe some do it deliberately. If the energetic pull is strong enough, they see you from across the room, and the women will orbit you when they're attracted to you. This is a thing you've got to notice. It's a choosing signal. They will put themselves in proximity to you, and they won't necessarily engage. Some will actually, or they'll find an excuse to, like a bump or something. But a lot of them will just put themselves in proximity to you, so you can see them. They'll get in your line of sight. They'll deliberately get in your line of sight. Some of them will go to absurd lengths, like ridiculous lengths, to get in your line of sight and start doing all the hair flicking and all the, all that, you know, those indicators of interest, like they're sending sexual choosing signals basically. So you'll see a lot of that. Older women will be, in my experience, a lot more obvious. So is it real? Yes. I'm not going to go too much in that. I can make other videos about examples of some of the female attraction stories I've had, but that's for another day. Is it real? Yes. So, but here's the thing: if you're doing nofap slash semen retention just to get attention from women, you're gonna get it, but that's going to mess you up. That's a trap because once you get it, you're going to want to pursue that, and pretty soon you're you're gonna end up compromising yourself. You'll do the big O, have S3X, and then you've essentially relapsed, and a lot of that energy will go, and the energy that that lady, woman, girl was attracted to will wear off. And it might not happen in one hit, but if you keep on pursuing that, that energy will go, and then you'll be sitting there realizing you've got nothing in common, or she just wanted your energy, she's got her energy, she's got her fix. You're drained, she's energized, and you've relapsed and you've lost all that good energy you conserved. So it's a trap. If you do semen retention with that in mind, and you're setting yourself up for a relapse. So I would just say that you've got to do semen retention for the right reasons. One of the right reasons. At the end of the day, it's your energy, it's your vibe, it's your focus. Those are the rewards. Those are the real rewards. You have more energy to devote into things that are going to benefit you as a man, that are on your life's purpose, your life's task. It's the good, orderly direction. That energy needs to be focused and channeled and directed in the good, orderly direction, the God. That's what God is. That's one way of thinking about God. It's an energetic pathway. So that is going to be a lot better intention than constantly trying to do this for female attraction. It will work. You will get female attraction unless you're doing something to short circuit that. And I'll talk about that next. So you'll get the female attraction. If you're not getting it, there's something you're not doing right. You're not managing your energy correctly. So either you are so depleted that it's going to take a while to build up. That's rare, especially for you young guys. Like if you're not getting female attraction within 2 weeks to 4 weeks, unless you're stuck in a flat line, and a flat line is another thing, but flat lines are temporary. But then, and this advice that I'm going to give, and it's just advice, you don't have to take it, it's just my experience, but this advice I'm about to give applies to flat lines as well. But you've got to be managing your energy properly. So just because you're doing nofap and semen retention, but if you're like staying up all night, partying, drinking, trashing your body, putting shit foods into your body, alcohol, lots of coffee, things that are messing with your nervous system, things that are messing with your energy levels, things that are messing with your hormones. So alcohol and coffee will both mess with your hormones. Even coffee, I know everyone drinks it, but that's going to mess with your adrenals, and you're going to dump a lot of those adrenaline type hormones, and that can mess with your energy levels and leave you drained. A lot of the foods, sugary foods, they're going to mess with your hormone levels, spike insulin, and these hormones, a lot of them are related. They all have this delicate sort of interplay. So if you're messing with certain hormones, it's going to affect other hormones, right? This is why eating clean is so important when you're on semen retention. So your diet has to be on point. Your sleep has to be on point. Your exercise has to be on point. You have to do exercise that boosts your energy levels. So cardio is a really good way to boost energy levels because it gets circulation going. That circulates energy around the body. Lifting weights ideally is really good. That's going to boost your T levels as a man and the other androgenic hormones, DHT and things like that. It's going to up all those, and those are going to increase your overall drive and energy as a man. So ideally lifting weights, doing some cardio. You got to do stuff that really gets your blood moving. You can't be doing Well, you can. I mean, walking's great. Walking's great for your mental health. It's good for peace of mind. It is good exercise. But in terms of really stimulating energy and circulation, you want to be doing something that's a bit more intense. Nothing against walking. I love walking, do it all the time. But you've got to be doing 2 or 3 sessions of hard exercise a week. And if you're not, that's going to throw off your whole SR efforts. The other thing is you've really got to set the intention. Why are you doing SR? You know, and so I've said don't do it for female attraction. Okay, so what are you doing it for? You need a purpose. You need something you're working towards. You need a direction. You need to be focusing it in a particular direction. And if you're not doing that, you're just going, the energy's going to go any which way. You need to channel it, direct it, focus it in a direction. Because if you don't, there's no telling which way that energy is going to come out. So intention is everything. Why are you doing SR? And like I said, if you're just doing it for female attraction, you'll get it. But they're everywhere. There's females everywhere, 50% of the population. You're going to meet females, and that energy is going to go towards them rather than go towards your purpose, your direction. So set your intention. How do you set your intention? You need a life's purpose. You need a life's task. If you don't know what that is, most of us don't, figure it out. If you don't know what it is, we'll start with what you know it definitely isn't. If you know, you've tried a few things, you go, okay, well, it's not those, so start going in the opposite direction to those. Failing that, if you have no idea whatsoever, pick a direction, go that way, and pretty soon you're going to get feedback from life/the universe, whether you're on the right track or you're totally going up the wrong path. You need to do a U-turn. Most likely you'll probably pick kind of on the right direction, and then it's just about course correcting. You may need to double back, you may need to take a couple little detours, but listen to the universe, be open to feedback, and you'll get direction. You'll get some signs that you're on the right track or not, and then you need to adjust accordingly. What are the signs? You need to get in touch with your emotions, right? And a lot of the people who are addicted to corn and S3X and all this stuff are using it as a coping mechanism so they don't have to feel their feelings. Once you've stopped all the acting out and wasting your energy and chasing, women and S3X and corn and going up the garden path, all those feelings are going to start coming up. And you've got to start listening to those. Those emotions and feelings are trying to tell you things. So the way I think of emotions and feelings are, they're signposts on the road of life. They are trying to tell you something. They might be telling you, slow down. They might be telling you, stop. They might be telling you, wrong way, go back. They might be telling you, you got to give way. Wait for a second, let this thing happen first, then proceed. They might be telling you, caution, slippery when wet. They might be telling you, go, 100 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. There's all these different road signs, and feelings are just telling you that, so you need to be paying attention to your feelings and emotions. And if you cut off from those, that's going to take a little while, and that's going to take some work. I'm going to make another video about how to get back in touch with your feelings if you're really emotionally shut down. That's a topic for another day. But those are the road signs on your life's journey. There's also other signs that might come from higher power, guardian angels, the universe, freaky things, numerology. I've experienced all of those things. Those happen, so keep an eye out for those. Be open-minded for those. But this video is more about, you need to set that intention for semen retention. If you don't have one, that energy could go anywhere. Just be aware of that. So, and a lot of guys, are on this, they're on this journey because they knew that S3X and corn and all those things are problematic for them, and they want to get that monkey off their back and lead a better life, become a better version of themselves, and that may or may not involve becoming more spiritual. And I believe spirituality is an essential part to this. You may not, but, be open to that. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm just talking about spirituality. You have a spirit. We all do. Soul, whatever you want to call it. be open-minded to that. You don't have to go join a religious cult. You don't have to go to church on Sunday to be a spiritual person. It can just be a personal relationship between you and something greater than yourself. Higher power, God, angels, whatever you want to call it. I've experienced that. But I'm open, like, if that's not your thing, that's cool. No dramas. I'm not going to judge you either way. But I encourage you to be open to it. Because when you are, you'll start to see a lot of these signs and guidance. You're being guided by something greater than you, and it's not coincidence. And especially when you start praying and setting those sorts of intentions, you're going to get guidance. Very obvious, direct guidance in some cases, like I did recently with my car accident. You're going to get divine guidance. So I don't want to make this video too long, but that's all I want to talk about. So doing semen retention and NoFap for the right reasons. Don't do it for the female attraction. Don't do it to get validation, because that's a trap. Chasing validation is still coming from a scarcity mindset. SR, semen retention, is all about abundance. You're filling your cup again with energy, and you're coming from that, I have more energy than I know what to do with, and I don't need to go chasing energy and validation through other means like women, corn, S3X. Cool. So yeah, I don't want to make the video too long. We're going to leave it there for today. But yeah, if you're tuning in, super grateful that you're tuning in. Drop a like, drop a sub. Better yet, drop a comment below. So I really just want people to share, get on the journey together. We're all in this together, bros. So if you're on the journey, it doesn't matter if you're day 1, day 10, day 100, day 1,000. Share how you're going, whether you're having frustrations, whether you're having wins, everything in between. Drop a comment below. Let us know how you're going. Let us know what you thought of this video. And I'm going to leave it there. So this is Phil signing off, and I'll see you on the next video.